Holy Gospel according to John, the 18th chapter. Pilate entered the headquarters again, summoned Jesus, and asked him, "Are you the king of the Jews?" Jesus answered, "Did you ask this on your own, or did others tell you about me?" Pilate replied, "I am not a Jew, am I? Your own nation and the chief priests have handed you over to me. What have you done?" Jesus answered, "My kingdom is not from this world. If my kingdom were from this world, my followers would be fighting to keep me from being handed over to the Jews. But as it is, my kingdom is not from here." Then Pilate asked him, "So you are a king?" Jesus answered, "You say that I am a king. For this I was born, and for this I came into the world, to testify to the truth. Everyone who belongs to the truth listens to my voice." Pilate said, "What is truth?" The Gospel of the Lord. Somebody had to have told him. Somebody had to have told Pilate about Jesus. The world-weary governor would have never started an investigation like this on his own. If we look at his life, it appears that Pilate didn't start much on his own. His career was undistinguished to the point that its pinnacle looked like it was going to be a governorship in some outpost in Palestine. Nevertheless, he had been trained by Rome in interrogation techniques. He was not to be fooled with. He would toy with you and then swoop in for the kill. But he'd been given some bad information. You can tell this by the opening question to the prisoner. "Are you the king of the Jews?" This question leaves little doubt that Pilate wanted to get this middle-of-the-night show trial over with, and over with quickly. An affirmative answer would have landed Jesus in real hot water. Rome was big on only having one king at a time. So if Jesus was claiming that title, in Pilate's mind, he would be toast. But the question was based on bad information. It was not a claim that Jesus had ever made for himself. In fact, it was a title he actively avoided. Remember when the people tried to take him by force and make him king? Jesus headed for the high country. King was neither a title he sought nor coveted. But that is what Pilate had been told by somebody. Someone who knew that it was so loaded that it was guaranteed to get the governor's attention and to get Jesus in trouble. Pilate made every prosecutor's greatest error because his opening question was based on gossip. You know how gossip works. We deal with it all the time. Home, work, even at school. Sometimes when I am trying to sort out one of those he said, she said moments between the students at Parkview, I feel like yelling, "Squirrel!" hoping that they'll react like the dog in the movie Up and have their attention taken away just long enough for me to sneak up in my office, close, lock, and maybe even bolt the door. Whoever told Pilate that Jesus was claiming to be king was gossiping. And what Pilate does is what any right-minded person would do when confronted with such a conundrum. He goes searching for the truth. This never is an easy task, for in every situation, we all bring whatever our preconceived notions of truth are. For Pilate, whatever else truth was or was not, it was a matter of the mind. Truth was something you believed. Truth for Pilate, as it still is for us, was a function of the intellect. It was a proposition, a concept, a calculation. For Jesus, and for the people he was raised with, the Jews, truth was a much bigger thing. And that meant that for them, truth was not something you just thought, but it was something you felt and you did. That's why the two men keep talking past each other. And Pilate is not getting much help from the crowd outside. Pilate lived in a world of intimidation and cruelty and mercilessness. The crowd outside is afraid because Jesus' actions just might bring the power of Rome crashing down upon their heads. They live in fear. But fear, cruelty, and mercilessness is not what Jesus is about. He is about the exact opposite. Jesus is about love, kindness, and most of all, the mercy of God.